Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and this is my channel, Her Pacific Northwest Washington Life. And today we are kicking off the week 13, I believe, vlog. It is Tuesday just because yesterday I honestly didn't have much of an update to give. I didn't feel like picking up the camera, so we're starting this week off on a Tuesday. Yesterday my mom and I sat and are making paper carnations for my wedding. So these have been an ongoing process. They have not been the easiest things to figure out, but we finally have got it figured out. So I'm off. I was off Monday, I'm off today, I'm off tomorrow. So I've got 2 more full days where I can work on these things, hopefully get this craft finished. That way I can move on to other things for the wedding, and I can actually like put the bouquets together and then finally actually like set up decor, and like it was gonna wrap around some of the paper flowers around like lanterns and things like that. So hoping to get these done by tomorrow at the latest, but we'll see how that goes. So as far as reading, I listened to a tiny bit of Lyrial yesterday before my mom got here and while I was doing like dishes and things, but not a whole lot. So I've been listening to some more this morning. I'm over halfway through now, and I am really enjoying this book. I'm liking that the world is being developed more, and I kind of like that we're following 2 main characters' points of views. We have Lyrial, and she is now 8. Oh, I think this is my brother. It was my brother. He uses my PayPal to buy things, so we had to release some funds for some guy. Anyway, I like how Lyrial follows 2 main character points of view. So we've got Lyrial, who's I believe 18 now. Yeah, I think she's 18 now, and she lives with the Claire, who are I guess kind of like a race of people who get the sight and stuff so they can see the future. She works in the magical library, and she has yet to develop the sight. So she's just kind of learning as much charter magic and things like that as she can, and just hanging out with the disreputable dog and things like that. So her point of view is really interesting. I think she's gonna meet our other main character, whose name is Sam, and he is the youngest child of Touchstone and Sabriel. And he is supposed to be the next Aborzen in line, but ever since he was, how old was he, like 13 or 14, he's 17 now, he went into death to fight a necromancer, and I think it's done something to his abilities, but also I know there's just like a lack of confidence, and he's afraid now of fighting the necromancer, and things like that. So I think at some point they're all gonna need to go to the old library to find out more about what's going on and ways they can fight what's going on. And I think that's where Lyrial and Sam's paths are gonna merge and things like that. So we'll see. We've got still a little less than half of the book to go, so I'll try and finish this up here in the next couple of days. I'm sure I'll be able to, no problem. And then I am back into The Last Days of Magic by Mark Tompkins. I'm on page 80 right now at the end of chapter 5. And I broke it down last night, not including last night, but I need to read just under 40 pages a day if I want to finish this by the last day of the month. So that's my plan. I think we kind of have 2 main points of views in this as well. We've got Aisling, and which is one of the twins of the Marigna, and we've got, I think his name is Jordan, who is kind of like the Van Helsing of this time. He fights and finds fae and other like creatures and kind of takes them down and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure their storylines are gonna merge here really soon. And I'm not entirely sure what else is going on. This book, I think part of the reason it isn't holding my attention is because the first chapter is about a girl whose grandmother told her all of these tales. It takes place in 2016. And then it's basically, that's the prologue. And then we jump into 1387. So in Ireland in 1387. And I'm just waiting for the storylines to come together, and it just feels very like broken up, and the flow isn't that great. So we'll see how this goes. I did say I wanted to give it at least 100 pages before I decided to DNF the book, but I'm gonna try and power through just because I want to. So we'll see how that goes. But that's basically my reading updates for the moment. I'm gonna continue making these flowers because they need to get done, and listening to Lyrial while I'm at it. I texted my mom about an hour ago, I think, or maybe a half hour ago, saying I was ready to start crafting, and she hasn't texted me back. So she's probably putzing around her house doing whatever. Oh, she had to run to a client's house. That's what she had to do. So when she gets back, she'll probably be ready. So I'm going to keep going. That way she doesn't yell at me and say, you should have had all this stuff cut out. And I will check in with you here in a little bit.
10, 11. All the brand new ones.
Can you get it?
We will.
So I've been a little absent from my vlog the past couple of days because life just got a little bit hectic, a little bit crazy, a little disappointing in a couple ways, but overall my mood is on the up and up. I was not in a very good mood, so not ideal for picking up the camera and chatting with you guys about what's been going on. Basically, Skylar and I officially decided that we are postponing our wedding that was supposed to happen April 25th because of what's going on globally. We had lost the venue because they had to cancel all events in April, and we were gonna have the wedding at my brother's house, which is actually the property I grew up on. But just with everything that's going on, my brother doesn't feel comfortable with having 50 plus people at the house right now. And at this point, Skylar's parents, who live in the LA area, couldn't even make it up. So basically we just had to decide that for everybody's safety and to actually have our loved ones at our wedding, we need to postpone it. I still have to tell everybody, which I'm not looking forward to doing. But now that I've had a chance to rage over that and get mad, I'm back to a good place and looking at new venue options. We're looking to rebook the wedding for sometime in October, November. So fingers crossed there isn't another like huge flare up at that time. What I'm looking at is something indoor, something that's not like barn, country, rustic theme. I want something a little more like classy and elegant, kind of like dark woods that can kind of mimic like the Great Hall feel or something like that. Still keeping the theme the same, obviously. It is Harry Potter themed, and basically just trying to find a place that is affordable and can take some added stress off of me. Basically, some place that has all the tables, chairs, hopefully like dining ware, silverware, glassware, linens, all of those things, so that I don't have to source those from another place. But more to come on that later. I have heard from a venue. I think I know what we're gonna go with, but I'm not 100% certain. And I'm gonna call back tomorrow, the lady tomorrow. I had inquiries and an email sent to probably like 5 or 6 different places, but this one is, I think, the best price. And I need to call and ask her a couple more questions and things like that, and then get things sorted and hopefully get that booked. I was looking at October 11th, which is a Sunday, because then that following Monday is Columbus Day. So it's a kiddo weekend, and then it would be a Sunday that we could chat with his mom, and probably not have to have him back by his normal time, because he would have to go to school the next day. So with it being Columbus Day, the school would be closed anyway. So I'm hoping they still have that date available, and I will keep you posted on things that are going on with that. Maybe restart up the wedding series and do a whole new venue tour and things like that. But enough about the wedding. Other than that, I've been busy-ish reading. I finished, let me grab it, Lyrial by Garth Nix. This is the second book in the Fallen Kingdom series. I'm giving it a 3-star rating as well. I liked the characters in this. Well, I really liked Lyrial. I didn't really like Samuth so much, but I really enjoyed the disreputable dog. I think that was just a really good character. I like Mogget, but I think I like the disreputable dog more. And you can tell like the personality differences, because Mogget embodies a cat and the disreputable dog is obviously a dog. Just the way they interact with people is so stereotypical of like the way dogs and cats react with humans, and I really enjoy it. So this had a very interesting ending, and I'm really looking forward to starting the OWLs next month, and picking up Abortion. I think that might be one of my first reads. It'll be for Transfiguration, so we'll see. I'm just really enjoying, I enjoyed my reread of Sabriel, and I'm enjoying the fact that I am finally gonna just breeze through and binge read this series. I haven't binge read a series in a while, so it's a good feeling to know that I'll be able to get this done in just a couple more books. So finished that, enjoyed it. Did I say I gave it a 3-star rating? It was a high 3-star rating, almost 4-star, but just not quite there for me. I also started Twin Peaks: The Final Dossier by, I think Mark Frost is the author. It is a, how much time was it? It was like just under a 3-hour audiobook that I got during an Audible sale at some point. And I wanted to, well, while I was working, I wanted to listen to an audiobook instead of just watch YouTube videos. So I was scrolling through my shortest audiobooks. I think I'll have this finished by the end of this weekend, and then there's a couple more days. What does the month end on Wednesday? I think it ends on Wednesday, so I should be able to squeeze in one more audiobook, which will be nice if I pick a short one. So the Final Dossier, basically, if you're familiar with Twin Peaks at all, the TV show, it essentially bridges the gap between what happened at the end of season 2 in 1991 to 25 years later in the latest series, which I haven't seen yet. And it basically just kind of gives a recap of what each character and what everybody has been up to in those 25 years. Lots of shenanigans going on again, like seeing people not being great human beings. But I really miss Twin Peaks. We didn't watch any of the new series, so I would really like to rewatch, but I can't find, at least on Amazon, where you can buy the latest series on Blu-ray. You can only like stream it through Prime. So I don't know what we'll do there, if we'll just end up streaming it or if we'll be able to find it somewhere, but I'm definitely ready to rewatch Twin Peaks, but right now we're watching The Sopranos, so it'll probably be a while before we get back to Twin Peaks. So there's that. Fun fact, I was looking at the Salish Lodge and Spa, which is the backdrop for the Great Northern Hotel in Twin Peaks as a venue option, but I think, I don't know, it's really expensive and it's a bit of a drive from us, like not too much of a drive. It just wouldn't be very convenient, but it would be really pretty. And then the other book I have been reading is The Last Days of Magic. I didn't read like anything yesterday or the day before, but I've sat down and I've read probably like 40 pages tonight. Sky's up playing video games, but I don't know for how long, so I might get another like chapter or two read. What I'm going to do now is take off my mascara, which I put on just for a meeting this morning that we didn't even turn our videos on for. So I am going to take off my mascara, brush my teeth, get ready for bed, and I think hunker down in bed because it's a little bright in the living room and I want to get ready for bed more than just sit out there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I think that's about it for my updates for right now. Oh, Last Days of Magic is going fairly well. I'm like 160 pages in now, so I definitely passed the 100-page mark, which I was gonna give the book to see if I was gonna DNF it. And it's interesting. There's things that are happening. It's quite adult. There's some graphic things going on within it, but I like the mythology and the lore within it. So I am definitely going to finish this out because I didn't read my allotted like 37 pages yesterday and the day before. I do need to read like just under 50 pages a day in order to finish this by the end of the month. So that's what I'm going to try and strive for at least. So we'll see how that goes. But that's going to be it for my update right now. I am gonna get ready for bed now, and I'll chat with you probably tomorrow when I have some updates on reading and potential wedding stuff. So I will speak with you then. This is gonna be today's project. I intentionally barricaded my desk with all these boxes so that way I had to figure out where things are going. And I need to reorganize the closet so that the boxes can go in the closet. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to a little bit of Twin Peaks, probably finish my book, and then I will, I guess, show you what it looks like when we're done. So this may not look better, but it definitely is actually a lot better. I've got all my wedding stuff tucked away for now. And the big thing, those need to go out to the garage. I don't have any more boxes around my chair. I do have that one there that's full of yarn. I'm knitting a baby blanket for a friend, so that's gonna just keep moving around places. And then that tall box, they're like shorter shepherd's hooks, that I was going to use for the wedding, but since we're probably postponing until October, November time, it'll be inside, so I won't need those. So now I need to tackle my desk and clean up a bit. And this doesn't look messy, but those drawers are pretty messy. So I will need to try and make things fit within that. So that's what I'm on to now. Alright, I am finally done cleaning up my office. It feels so much better in here now. And I just got done cutting some kits for my Hobonichi weeks, which I use for my work planner. So now I am going to edit this vlog. So I am going to wrap this up here, but I've got a couple books, I guess, to talk about. I finished Twin Peaks: The Final Dossier today as I was cleaning, and I'm giving it a 3-star rating overall. You have to know the Twin Peaks show for any of this to make sense, and for like any of the characters to seem like developed in any sort of way, and the atmosphere to like really feel I guess. So it was good as a bridge, and I think, like I said, like it really makes me want to get back to watching Twin Peaks, like this latest season that was out. So it was good to be back in that like world. It's set in our world, but the town is a fictional town, so it's actually set, the Great Northern is set at, or it was filmed at the Salish Lodge and Spa, which is on top of Snoqualmie Falls. So it's pretty close to me, and it's good to just like be reminded of those sort of things. And like they've got normal city names, like they talk about Bozeman and Missoula and Phoenix and Las Vegas and stuff. So just Twin Peaks is fictionalized. But it was really good to read again, so I enjoyed that. I have read more in The Last Days of Magic, still trying to work my way through that to finish it before the month ends. It's much more adult than I thought it would be, which isn't bad, but we're getting through that. And then I also started a book that was like part of the Audible has, where you can pick 2 free books a month. And I was doing that for a while until I realized that I'm not actually really interested in the free books that they have. But right now I'm listening to I'm From the Sun by Morgan Taylor, just because it was like a 4.5 hour audiobook. I've got just under 2 hours left in that. And it's about this little sun kid named Gustafsson, Gustafer, because it's not Christopher. It's Gustafer, and his family owns like a raisin plant, more or less. And there's this big race that happens every year that his brother wins every year, and they get a check from it. Like the winner gets a check, and apparently like his family's business needs this check every year in order to like continue on. So something happened to Gustafer's brother, so now he's gonna have to be the one in the race. It's like a children's book sort of thing, like a little middle grade. Gustafer is, I think, 10 or 11 in this. So it's kind of cute, kind of really weird, but it'll be nice to have another Audible book checked off the list, so looking forward to that. Overall, I'd say my reading went pretty well. I could have read some more, definitely, in Last Days of Magic, and not feel like I'm under pressure now to read 50 pages a day to finish, which isn't a lot, but for this book it does seem like a lot. It's just a bit of a slog for me. But overall, not too bad. Bit of a weird week, so hopefully this next week is better. And yeah, that's about it. So I would really love to know what you read this week. If by chance you've read any of the same books that I am reading, if you're participating in, sorry, the Irish Readathon or the March Shop Your Shelves Readathon from Greeting & Co. If you would like to let me know how you're doing with those. I think I'm on book 5 or 6 now of the March Shop Your Shelves out of my goal of 10. So we're making progress. We'll see what we can do in the next 3 days. But yeah, I would just love to know what you've been reading and what you've been up to lately. So please do let me know down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye!